Welcome to another episode of Groovi Tuesday. My name's Paul Church from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. I shall waffle for a little bit until everybody starts coming into the room. I know it takes a while for you to find, so I can see we've got some little viewers up there. I can see I've got a little image of an eye and it says numbers next to it. But until I see some chat on the side of the screen, I know that you can hear me. Hopefully Stuart is in the room with you this morning, and I'll just get the all clear from him to make sure that the sound is all good. I think I've got everything switched on correctly. Good morning, Linda. There we go. First friendly face in the room. And the lovely Helen. Good morning, good morning. Lots of coffee today. Lots of coffee. So if I'm a little bit more hyper than normal, good morning, Jay. Here you all come. There we go. Perfect. I've got the lovely Tina Cox calling me. I'll have to call you back, Tina, if you're watching. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully she'll leave a message. So Tina's got the Pergamano show next week and just been sort of touching base. So yeah, all about the timing. So, Tina's probably sort of in sweet heaven at the moment. So she probably didn't realise what the time was. But hey ho, it is what it is, as Barb would say. So how are we all doing today? Are we all good to go, raring to go? Another groovy Tuesday here on Clarity, Facebook, YouTube, Pergamano, Facebook, YouTube, all over social media, and it's all free of charge. So I really appreciate everyone coming back every week, and it's great to have your company, and hopefully you're picking up different bits and pieces. I just have the fortunate position to be able to share what I've learned. And over the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at a project from one of the back issues of the Groovi Club. And I've seen all the orders coming in for them. So it's obviously hitting the spot somewhere. So thank you for that. It's really appreciated. So how's Jane doing today? Saw yesterday, Jane, that you had COVID. I hope it's not too bad. There's quite a few people with it at the moment. It was really strange because when the pandemic was in place, didn't really know of anybody in particular that sort of had COVID. But now, I know more people now that got it or had it than I did back then, which is straight. I suppose we was all shut away, wasn't we? So, but yeah, still in bed. Well, I hope Mr. Telford is bringing you lots of tea and coffee and cake and biscuits and toast, and so yeah, hope you feel better and get better soon, Jane. So, but at least you can join in. See, that's the beauty of social media, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, whether you're feeling a little bit down in the dumps or feeling a bit unwell. At least you can tune in, whether it be live or watching on later, because obviously all of the episodes are all available afterwards as well. So yeah, it's technology now is amazing. I was talking to Barb the other day, and we were talking about the first mobile phones and how they are now and how they're going to probably change in the future. Who'd have thought, eh? Who'd have thought doing a Groovy Tuesday every week would have been on the cards? I wouldn't have seen that at all. So we've got lots of things to talk about and do today. So there we go, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. The sound is good. If you have any questions, obviously you've got some of the fantastic design team in the room with you. Stuart's also in the room. He'll pop up any links that we talk about. If you've got any questions, I'll try and catch them. Otherwise, let me just clear that message now from Stuart. Otherwise, my wrist won't buzz if there's a particular question that needs answering. So there we go. Right, sorted. Okay, so yeah, we've got lots to talk about and get through today. Did you finish off your piece from last week? Did you? It's great seeing everyone's designs on Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide. All the different artwork, regardless of whether it's part of Groovi Tuesday or when you get plates home and you have a play. What's that one there? We've got hi Paul, I'm Sarah Jane in Havant, new to Groovi, new member to the Groovi Club, and first time watching live. Welcome to the family. Well, all I can say now, Sarah Jane, is that it's all downhill, because once you get that Groovi bug, as lots of people in the room will probably tell you, it really is a fantastic addiction to have. So welcome. Any questions, just ask. Yeah. So I think we should. That's right. Where was it? Rewind and breathe. It's only 4 minutes past, and I'm already going off on tangents and waffling around. And yes, my question was: did you finish off your piece? Did you do all your matting and layering? I sort of did mine in stage. I just wanted to show just the completion of it, because remember last week we used the corner punches. Well, I used the corner punches to attach my piece of artwork, and it was a piece of the Waimea Falls. And then next, what I'm going to do is take a piece of white card, and just that will stick onto there. And then I took another piece of the same paper and just position that on there. See? And so if I do that one, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my tape runner, because we've finally got these back in stock. These are fantastic, the Clarity tape runners. So let's do, just while everyone's pulling up a chair and getting comfy, I'll just do some basic assembly of my finished project. So you go nice and slow. When you get to the end, just give it a little tilt forward, and it gives it a nice clean break. So we've got that, a little bit of white card, just to pop it on. There we go. That gets pressed down nice and firmly. What I tend to do is turn it over and just rub on the back. And it means I don't get my grubby hands all over it. Then what I'm going to do next is take a piece of, do we want it open from the top or from the side? I'm going to go that way. So I've got choices, because this is double-sided paper. I can decide which side I wanted. And I decided to stick exactly with what Linda had done. Because if Linda's done it, then why change it? I'm going to pop that into there. So this is a 7x7 card blank. And I've trimmed the 8x8 paper down, so it just gives me a nice white border. And then on the back of that. So last week I showed you some of the corner punches that I used to assemble or to attach my parchment. So what I've done, I've got the red on this side, but on the piece of paper underneath, I've got the red on that side. So that is going to go there. Just gentle pressure first, turn it over, and then give it a nice rub on the back. Okay. Right, there we go. So that's my one. Okay, put the cap back on that. And this is Linda's one. Oh, let me zoom out a little. Whee! Exercise time, time to stretch. There we go. So a few sort of variations from the original piece of artwork. I've chose the Perga colour pens. Linda chose the Perga liner pencils and polychromos. I've made mine smaller than Linda's. And that's just because I used the corner punches to attach. Linda used some brads. We changed the patterns and a slight difference in the configuration of the layout. But the whole purpose, excuse me, the whole purpose of this particular project, what we were doing, we were looking as I say, at the back issue, club issue number 65. And we were following what Linda had created. And this is what sparked off the easy layout plates. Okay, because Linda created this using a series of nested squares to create the frames. And then Barb said, well, wouldn't it be great if we had some plates for that? So when Linda and Barbara get together, they're sort of creative heads. They just go mad. So that's where the easy layout plates were created. So we launched some back in November and then some back in January. And then maybe on Wednesday of this week on Create and Craft as a one-day special, we've got 6 more beautiful easy layout plates. And I'll give you a sneaky peek of them later. We'll probably do it about halfway through the hour to have a little bit of a break. Artwork, the concept behind the easy layout plates, it is magical. It really is. And it doesn't matter what level of parching you're at, whether you're new to parching, you're an experienced parcher, then these plates are absolutely delightful. They really, really are. So what I said we would do, we would have a look at, let me just pop these somewhere safe so I can grab them when I need them. So I said what we would do for the second project, there was this piece of artwork that Linda created for the project. And it's very simply taking the design exactly how it comes. The first project, we took elements from it. So we took a complete image and we broke it down into the easy layout sections. Okay. And so on this one, it's the design exactly how it comes. If I place that over the top, you can see it's traced out exactly how it is. No additions, no variations. See, for me, that's the beauty of the Groovi system, having that flexibility. And then I said, what we would do, this lovely pattern that Linda's created around the outside, I said what we would do, because it was on offer last week, would use this fantastic grid plate. It's an A4 square. It was on special offer last week. And if you're in the clubs, so to speak, whether it be Groovi stamp, stencil, dies, gold member, silver member, then have a look at it in the sale. Yeah, just I don't think it's, yeah. If you like, I mean, this plate is fantastic. It is so versatile that Josie's designed. And I thought what we would do is we would use this pattern around the outside to be the outside pattern on the finished piece. So we're going to do this project in various different stages over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so for today, what we're going to need is we're going to need this plate, or I mean, if you don't want to, I'll show you some variations on this, but we need to create a frame to start with. Okay, so if you've got this plate, fantastic. If you haven't, then we'll look at some other alternatives later on over the next couple of weeks. We're going to need our nested squares. Okay, and we're also going to need our club plate. So we're going to need those. We're going to need the relevant plate mates to get going. So the plate mate from the starter kit, the adapter plate. We're going to need our Groovi guard, our tumble dryer sheet, our number 1 and 2 Groovi tool, and most importantly, some A5 parchment. Okay, so that's what we're going to use for this project. Oh, and Groovi tabs. Mustn't forget our Groovi tabs. So that's what we're going to need. And we're going to break it down over the next couple of weeks into various stages. And today, we're just going to chill out and we're going to create the outer frame, or the basis of the outer frame, and the piece in the middle. Okay, because they're going to be 2 separate pieces. All right. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I've got a little list there, but it's, yeah, it is making sense. I wrote it early this morning, so right, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm looking at it now thinking, what did I put that down for? Oh, yeah, that's right. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. So, should we start with the easy part first? Are we ready? It's 1:15 already, but you know what? There's no rush, is it? We're here every week, and you can watch live, you can watch on afterwards. It's all about just chilling and just relaxing and getting in the groove and forgetting what's going on all around. Oh, we've got another newbie, Anita Shaw. Good morning, Paul. I'm a newbie to Groovi and I can't wait for my goodies to come later today. I was just wondering how you attach the partner to the card with the brads. Okay, good question. Have I got any brads in here? I'm sure if Stuart reminds me about 10.2 about how to attach with brads, I'll show you. It's very, very simple. It really is. So that's not a problem at all. But I will need Stuart just to prompt me because I waffle on and then next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock. Okay. Welcome. It's lovely to have so many new people to the Groovi family. Brilliant. Love it. Okay. Right. Are we ready to rock and roll, as they say? So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with our plate mate. I've got my adapter plate in the middle and I've got my little club plate. And that's all in position now. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Groovi tabs and I'm just going to link all three of the plates together using one tab there. Because sometimes when the plates are manufactured, let me just show you. Hang on a minute. I put hand cream on this morning and new Groovi tabs. Can you see it? There's a tiny little bit of movement, which is normal, but we don't want it to move whilst we're working. So if you take your Groovi tabs and you put it across all three plates, then no more moving. Okay, so we've got that piece of parchment. Now, for ease, what I'm going to do, I always, when I'm working with an image in the middle, I always line my parchment up so it goes across the plate like so. However, because we only want that square in the middle, I can move my parchment so it leaves me a bigger area to work on another piece. Okay, so it's up to you. You decide. I mean, if you've got a scrap of parchment that's big enough, then that's perfect. Then we're going to use our Groovi tabs to hold our parchment in place. We're going to give a little wipe with the tumble dry sheet. Okay. Nice and easy. Groovi guard. And all we're going to do now is we're going to get into the groove and trace out the design. Now, when I have a look at Linda's piece here that she's created, she's done some fantastic white work in areas. So if we want to sort of look ahead, so to speak, if you want to do white work where you can't see such a harsh, not harsh, a bright white outline. I mean, if you look at, let me zoom in on this. Let me try this camera. Okay, so if you look at that boat just here, okay, what you can see is that the only really solid line is the front of the boat and this bit here. So these lines here, you can't tell where the lines are. So if you want to do something like that, then you just need to sort of think ahead a little bit and say, right, okay, I want to do some really nice soft white work, but I don't want it to be sort of prominent in relation to the lines. Then what you would do is trace out with the number 2 tool. Okay, And the same applies to when you look at this lighthouse. There's no, it looks naturally round, doesn't it? Because there's no solid white lines around the outside. So Linda would have used the number 2 or the number 3 tool to trace out the design. Okay. But just for simplicity, I'm going to do everything in the number 1 tool, and then we can adapt as we go along. Okay. So people that are new, if you're worried about, oh, I'm not into the white work yet, we can still get a beautiful result from Linda's design just using the number 1 tool, which is upside down, but you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to start off by just going around the outside of my frame. Okay, nice and easy. I'm not going to add in the sentiment, which says special Father's Day wishes. I'm going to leave that space empty, because if I want to, I could just move and put some additional clouds in. Okay, so then where do we start? See, there isn't a right or a wrong place to start. You start wherever you feel comfortable, and we just follow the design. Okay, these little birds are brilliant, really, really good. So I'm doing the little easy bits first. When I say easy, I mean none of this is difficult. It's just a case of tracing out the design. I don't need to think about what I'm doing, because I'm just going with the design exactly how Linda's created it. Who's crafting along? Anyone crafting? Should I zoom in a little bit so you can see? Because I zoomed out, didn't I? This is where I get my stretching exercises in. So in is that way. Whee. There we go. Okay. It looks as if there's quite a few poorly people in the room. I hope everybody gets well soon. I think it's going to be around for a while, isn't it? I think it's just about just staying safe, and if you feel you need to wear a mask when you go out, then do. I still wear a mask when I go into the supermarkets. I mean, that's my choice. But yeah, I know Linda Williams and her husband Rob, they've got it at the moment. So wishing them a speedy recovery as well. Now, if you find when you're tracing out that you are getting a little bit of resistance, then just give it another wipe with a tumble dry sheet. Maybe your tumble dry sheet starting to wear out. I go through so many tumble dry sheets, and that's more because, not because they dry out, but because I've got one in this box, one in that box, one here, and then I put one down. I can't find where I put that one. They're like the little Groovi guards. The gremlins get them. The Groovi gremlins get them and hide them, I'm sure. So there we go. Just follow. I love this little plane. I think it's fantastic. Ooh, easy does it. Easy does it. I've been watching the tennis. I mean, I'm not a big sports fan, but I do like to watch Wimbledon every year if I can. And but last week, every time I sat down to watch it, I'd start watching a game, because some of the games, the good games, have been on sort of like early evening, which is brilliant. And but every time I sat down, I'd start watching a game, and then next thing I know, I'd wake up and the game's over. Oh, that was worth watching. But last night, what I did was the one-day special that's coming up, designed by Linda Williams, tomorrow night. The lovely Lynn Jackson had very kindly traced out all the plates for me for display. And then what I did was, if you're familiar with the easy layout plates, you know that they're plates that have designs within designs, which we could give you. We could give you just the layout, the various different configurations, just like we did with that first project where we started off by sectioning off a square. But we fill it, I say we, the Royal We, Linda Williams fills it with so many beautiful designs. And so what I did, mine was the easy part. Lynn had done all the tracing out of all the plates for me with all the detail in. And then I just took the layout element and just traced it out to show what they look like without all the bits and pieces in. And to me, that's what shows the versatility of those particular types of plates. And there's some fantastic design elements on them. For me, just having I'd be happy with just the layout element without any other detail. But we can't do that. We have to, not have to, we like to give you value for money, to give you so many elements on the plates. And the lovely Linda has worked her magic again. And then Jazz in the office, she translates that and converts it into a Groovi plate. And the next thing you know, it goes out to the design team, and the artwork. That's what gets me, is when the artwork comes back and you see what the design team have done with them. Always blows me away. So I will give you a sneaky peek, as they say, of what's coming up tomorrow. Really nice. A little bit over here. I mean, look at the detail on this, the attention to detail that Linda puts into her designs is amazing. So this doesn't take long. I mean, I know I'm maybe going a little bit faster than if you're sort of crafting along at home, but it doesn't take long. If you imagine that in real time, we've just traced out that complete design, exactly how it comes on the plate. Beautiful artwork. It really, really is. Okay, so this is going to be our centerpiece, which we can work on over the course of a couple of weeks. I mean, if you wanted to, you could trace this out on designer parchment, the rainbow parchment, and yeah, whichever. Depends what, as Barb calls it, on that bus journey, it depends what skill level you're at on your bus journey. Whether you're just tracing out, I mean, we have a number of new groovers in the room. So maybe you just want to trace out the design and put it on a card. And for me, the designer and the rainbow and the colored parchment means that it gives me instant color as well. So I don't need to worry about adding any color. But the Groovi system gives me the confidence to be able to want to learn how to do that. And that's what we've been doing over the course of, when did we start this? January of last year, Groovi Tuesday. And we've got loads of video tutorials that Barb's done. I don't think I've done any Groovi tutorials. Or have I? I can't remember. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Hopefully I switched the mic off in time. I didn't burst everybody's eardrums. Stuart, could you let me know that the sound is all okay now that I've switched the mic back on? Thank you. Yeah, it's better for me to have cut that mic before I sneezed. I can assure you on that. It would have definitely woken you up if you was in the groove chilling out. So just wait for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you, bless you. Yeah, that just came out of nowhere. I've got there's will be my message from Stuart. Yep, sound is good, still fine. Thank you, Stuart. Right, okie dokie. So now what we're going to do, we're going to retain our plate mate and our little groovy tabs. And what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at this plate. Now this plate obviously doesn't fit in there, but what I want to use my nested squares to create an outer frame. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm looking to see what part of the design. So I'm going to go with the largest square. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to take a piece of parchment and I'm just going to lay it in the position that I normally would, where it goes the width of the plate mate. Hold that down. And tumble dry sheet. I reckon it's the tumble dry sheet that made me sneeze, because this is a new one. So it's highly scented. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my number 1 tool and I'm just going to trace the largest square. Okay, I'm going to turn that round. So this is going to give me the outer part, my basis. So it means that if I want to, I can just trim down with a knife and a ruler, or I can picot cut around the outside, or I could have taken the nested picot squares and cut one out of a similar size as well. Okay, so but what this is doing, it's just giving me my boundaries of the area in which I'm going to work. So we're going to pop these to one side. I need to make sure that I pack all this up because I'm going to need all this tomorrow. Now I'm going to take this plate and I'm going to look. See, this is the beauty of parchment, isn't it? You've got that translucency that you can see through for positioning. Now, as if by magic, well, it's not by magic, it's what it is. The parchment is the same width as the A4 plate, A4 square plate. Okay, and what I'm doing now, if you have a look, let me slide it down. Okay, see there's that single row of little dots across the top here. Okay, and that will repeat all the way around the outside. What you're going to do, you're going to put the solid line on that row of dots. Okay, because what that's going to do is it's going to give you your positioning. So let me just make sure I'm exactly where I need to be. Groove it. I'm going to zoom in so you can see in more detail where I'm sort of lining up. Okay. Zoom in. Which way am I going? I'm going this way. Okay. So I'm going to focus on the top part of the plate. So you can see the solid line is sitting on that row of dots. You can just see they're peeking out. But what this is doing, it's giving me this little set of 4 dots in each corner. Okay, if I turn this round like so, those 4 little dots are in that corner. And if I turn it round again, those little dots are in that corner as well. Okay, So that gives me my positioning, because just because it's on the plate, let me zoom out a little. Hey, sorry about that. Just because it's on the plate doesn't mean that you have to use it. Okay. So that's where we're going to position our parchment. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so we get the whole frame in place. Out, which way we're going? There we go. I tell you what I'm going to do. I can't believe it's past already. And what I wanted to do, whilst you're looking at that for positioning, I'm just going to have a look to see. Yes, perfect. Okay. I was looking for some brads for later on. And I'm going to grab, whilst you're focusing on that, I'll just grab what else I need. Okay. Everybody all right? Everybody grooving along? And then what do I need? I need to come over here. Just looking. See, technology, I can walk around the room to see what I'm looking for. But I think I know what I'll do. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. Oh, I hope you're sending all these positive vibes to everybody. I hope you feel better soon, everyone. I suppose on the upside, if there is an upside, you can join in on Groovi Tuesday. At least you've still got some company. You've got a room full of people. Well, it seems to be the room almost is full. People suffering. So at least you can sort of share your woes and your symptoms, get it off your chest, so to speak. Yeah, sorry to hear that, but I suppose it's going to happen, isn't it? I mean, that's the way things go with any sort of illness. Okay, on a lighter note, before we get started on this, sneaky peek time. I think everybody needs cheering up, don't they? So let me have a slosh of coffee. Right, okay. Easy layout plates. Some of you may be familiar with them already. Fantastic plates designed by Linda Williams. Now I've got all of mine in my folder. Okay. And what we'll do, I'm going to start backwards, so to speak. Let me have a look. Right. Okay. Set one. Let's have a look. Set one included a special delivery. So you can see what I'm talking about, where we've got all these boxes that have got loads of detail in them. Okay. Then we got a little bit festive with the first collection. And this one is called Cool Yule. Yule. Love these rounded edged boxes. Then the third one in set one was Sparkle at Christmas. Okay. Then we launched set number two, and that included this lovely one here. So the gardening one. I mean, you can see all the different elements that Linda puts into all these different areas. And the beauty is that you can put bits in, replace bits. I mean, you could get rid of the veg and the bumblebee and put flowers in there. That's the beauty of the system. Okay. Then the final two were Happy Retirement. So a very similar boat to what we're using from the club plate, but so many more different elements. So if you like the nautical theme, then this one's great because you can take elements. See, I mean, look, the Don't Look Back, Gone Fishing, you could have put those on your piece of artwork. Then the third one in set two was Time to Relax. So very feminine, very girly, very sort of time to relax. Okay, set three. Hang on. Set three, I've gone backwards, is at the front. So this one is called A Friend to Me. Okay, I'm going to show you the plates. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to show you something different. Let me show you. the plates that Lynn traced out, and then let me show you what they look like deconstructed. What's going to be the best way? Right, let me bring them in this way. Okay, there's the plate traced out exactly how it comes. Beautiful piece of artwork. Take the elements away, and then you have a lovely frame. Okay, easy layout. So you can then pick and choose all the different bits and pieces that you want to put in there. And on this particular one, it doesn't matter what way you do it, there's no sort of right or wrong way to that. So that one is a friend to me. The second one in set 3 is this one. This one's called Enjoy the Little Things. So we've got foliage, we've got birds, we've got... I love this design here. Take away all the elements and you've got your layout. You can leave out some of these lines. You don't have to include them. You could just play on this particular page. Leave the lines in, take the lines out. Take the lines out, put the lines in. It's all about sort of breaking it all down. The third one in set 3 is Love is All That Matters. Really nice. So I mean, the tags, you can just leave those empty and put little flowers in there. You put your own sentiment in there. Okay, love is all that matters. Deconstructed, we've got the easy layout. Okay, so that's set 3. Then set 4 is Be a Wildflower. Okay, so I had them in the wrong order. So Be a Wildflower. So you've got some foxgloves there. I reckon they're primroses. What else we got? Trumpet flowers. There's probably a proper name for those. I'm going to call that a star flower because it looks like a star. Take away the design elements. See, that one's quite a bit of an optical illusion, isn't it? Because it looks as if it's 3-dimensional. But again, if you want larger areas, just take out those lines there. Then the next one in set 4 is A Sea of Wildflower Meadows. Look at this one. This is lovely. Okay. Morning Glory. That's the word. Thank you, Jill. That was the word, yeah. I've got one of those in my garden. But look at that. Really, really nice. Imagine what you could fill that with or not. You could just put something in the middle and then you could colour these all different colours. It reminds me of that game. What was it called? Where you press the button when it lit up and you had to try and get it, got quicker and quicker. So that one is A Sea of Wildflower Meadows. And then the final one in set 4 is Live Simply, Bloom Wildly. So we've got roses, so primroses again. And then, there we go, take out the elements and you've got some beautiful structures, layouts. But yeah. And where these boxes cross out, I'll try and show you during the course of the 4 hours on TV, that if you don't want to include that box, how you can sort of not put them in and then continue the lines. Okay. All right, so I've shown you the plates. Let me show you some magical artwork from the fantastic design team. So over the course of the 4 hours, the lovely Linda Williams and Josie Davison have created these for me to demonstrate. So this piece here is from Linda Williams. Look at that. And very simply it is, I say very simply, it is very simple. It's 2 different colours of parchment. So you've got a dark blue and a light blue. Really achievable. Even if you're not into your picot cutting, because you've got those straight edges, you could easily cut those out with a craft knife and a ruler. Okay, then this one, another piece by Linda. So let me go back. Let me go back to this one and let me find the plates that it refers to. Let me just lay them out. So this one is that one. Okay, so Linda has taken it exactly how it comes and just added depth with white work and colour. I love the monochromatic look. Okay, so that's that one. Then this one that Linda's created is, I think it was the first one I showed you, is this one. Again, exactly the same layout. There's no variation on the layout. It's just traced out on beautiful orange squash and lime twist, I think it is, parchment. Look at that little robin. Isn't he beautiful? So that was another piece from Linda. Then the lovely Josie Davidson has created this piece. And this is the plate that Josie's used. Now what Josie's done, when you look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different flowers in there. Okay, plus you've got 4 different elements in the corners. So what Josie's done, she's taken one of the flowers, or 2 of the flowers. Is it 1 or 2? 2 of the flowers. She's taken those 2 and infilled them in all of those boxes. And then she's very cleverly created photo corners where that is behind. I'm not going to do this. No. So that's that one. Then we've got another piece from Josie using our fantastic rainbow parchment. And that one is using, I'm all mixed up now. Hang on. That one is using that one. So we've got the daisies or the cone flowers in this corner. We've got the lovely little, I reckon they're bluebells in this corner. And then Josie's filled the rest of it with her embossed pattern plates. Okay. So that's that. Then this piece of artwork is from, so they're the 4 demos that I'm going to show, I'm going to show over the course of the 4 hours, stock permitting. Now this is created by Karen Jackson. Beautiful. Traced out as it comes with white work. The next one is by Carol Baker. Isn't it amazing how you can change the colour of the parchment, change the colour of what you do, and it gives it a different look. This next one is from Frances Knott. Now what Frances has done, she's picot cut. That's crazy. She's picot. Mine would have lost strands, but she's picot cut and layered up different shades of pink. Very, very clever. Very clever. Then the next one is from the lovely Sheila Gray. Really, really beautiful. And then used just to go around the edges. Really, really nice. Then the next one is from Carol Baker again. And then Carol has created a frame around the outside using the basic grids. Then finally, we have another piece from Frances, which just blows me away. I mean, all of the artwork blows me away. And it, for me, it shows at whatever level of parchment craft you're at, you can achieve these. You may not get to the same level, i.e. in the picot cutting and everything else, but you can still replicate the layout, the design, exactly how it is. Okay, these are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, not only from Linda for designing them, prepping the demos, Josie, Lynn Jackson, the design team for all their amazing artwork. everyone involved, from brother Steve, from making them. It's just crazy. It really is. I'm really going to enjoy the one day special tomorrow. So it's on at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So hopefully we'll get rid of the tennis. I won't be watching tennis tomorrow night. And then on Thursday at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So I hope you can join me. And we'll showcase some more of the design team's artwork as well, because there's some beautiful pieces. I just wanted to bring one of each of the different designs in to show you. We'll also have the previous collection on the show. And Stuart's just reminded me about attaching with brads. Thank you, Stuart. So we'll have the previous collections on there as well. And there's some amazing samples there as well. So we'll bring those in. Okay, right. A very quick demo on how to attach parchment using brads. Okay, many people will be familiar with how to do it. There's a couple of quick and easy ways of doing it. And I was just looking, I can't find, so I'm gonna be naughty. Okay, what you need is a soft mat. Okay, so I'm going to go on the back of the A4 mat. I shouldn't really, but it'll be okay. I've got another one. So we've got the back of the black mat, which is soft and spongy. I'm going to take my #1 bold needle tool. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a piece of parchment and I'm just going to trim it down to, you can follow me around the room as I chop my head off. So I'm going to take, rather than you just look at a black mat, you might as well watch me if you want to. So let's go 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches, like so. Pop that over there. That goes over there. That goes back over there. And then I'll take a little card blank. So let me grab a card blank. So if I take let's go for a 5x5 craft card. Okay. There we go. You can look at that now. Okay. So what we're going to do, show. Let me just fold the card in half just so that it's more visible in relation to where the score line is. Okay, so it's just there. I'm going to take, this would be my piece of finished artwork. Okay. And then I need some brads. So I managed to find some. So let's just open those up. I need 4. I want to go 4, and they're black on a black mat, which is fantastic. Okay, because all my brads are in the other room. Okay, so position your parchment where you want it to go. Take your #1 1 needle bold perforating tool, line your parchment up, and then what you're going to do, you're going to perforate through. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little wiggle just to make the hole bigger. I'm going to take my brad and then I'm going to push. Now, if I was using the super foam underneath, that would go in further. Okay, but because I'm just using the black mat, it's not as deep. So that is now holding the parchment in place. So I'm going to come down and do the opposite corner, just like so. Little wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's now holding that in place. So then I can come over and another little wiggle. That one goes in there. There we go. And finally, the fourth corner. Now I find this is an easier way of doing it. Rather than put one in there, turn it over, open it up, and then you've got to slide it around a bit. By doing it this way, the mat holds everything in place. Okay. So now what I can do is gently release this. And as I lift it up, I'm just pushing those brads all the way through. Okay, just like so. Then I can turn it over, put that mat back over there. No one will be none the wiser. Then I'm going to open up backs of the brads. Now, Jane, remind me what you use to flatten your brads. I know you've got a top tip for that, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. So I'm going to push those down there. So you can use your finger to press, but Jane's got a top tip, which I'm hoping is going to pop up on the screen in a moment. And now I've got my parchment attached to my card. So I hope that answers the question. A blending tool handle. That's right. Have I got a blending tool handle? Do you mean the ink? Look, I'm having a conversation with Jane. Do you mean the ink blending tool handle, Jane? I think that's what you mean. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, I happen to have one. Whoops. I happen to have one here, if that's what Jane means. Or anything that. Do you do it from the front or the back? Yes, Jane says yes. So it's an ink blending tool, an inky one. Okay, so I've got an inky one that's dry. And do you squidge from the front or squidge from the back? Look at this. Isn't it? How interactive is this? Glynis has got a little hammer. Okay, let's not upset Glynis while she's doing her attaching of brads. Right, so then give it a little wiggle on the back. Oh, isn't it funny? Back, back. Helen Stevens says back as well. There we go. And that's all nice and flat. I love this interaction. It makes me feel as if I'm not alone and I'm not just waffling on for an hour. I mean, obviously I can see all the lovely comments popping up, so I know I'm not on my own, and I don't know everything. And then Ross says put some tape over it. Yep, you could definitely put some tape over the back. I mean, if it was me, this would be a separate piece that I would then put onto another card anyway. Or you could cut a piece of card that's just slightly smaller than the actual, because what you can also do, if you give it a little twist, you can manipulate them so that they form right angles. So it's just like winding the hands on a clock, isn't it? So you can do that, and then if you cut a little bit of card that's slightly smaller than the 5x5, you can use it to cover up or just a piece of paper. So I hope that helped. Hope that helped even. Anita, you'll be fine. You've got a whole room full of people here every Tuesday, which is live. If you can't join us live, join up to Groovi Worldwide on Facebook, where there's so much wealth of knowledge and help and everything else. So you're never alone when it comes to Groovi or all things clarity. You've got the Shack Barb's back in the Shack on Thursday at 10 o'clock as well. Continuing with that beautiful ammonite, the watercolor ammonite. It's sitting over there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, right, I think we need some homework for next week. Do you want it as homework, or are we going to do it at the same time? What do you reckon? I might do half of mine before next week. I haven't decided yet. I've got to go sort out everything for the TV tomorrow. But if you wanted to, okay, if you've got this particular plate and you've put your frame in, if I put this in the middle, you can see what it's going to look like. So I would say what you want to do, using the number 2 tool, okay, and your Groovi guard, let me just do a little bit because we've still got some time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to press into those dots, okay, and we're just going to emboss these lovely little designs from Josie Davidson, okay. And you haven't got to do any counting, you haven't got to do anything apart from follow the design. Do the little circle, I'll do that in the number 2 tool because then I could trace that, do some little white work on there as well. But you can see, I mean, for me, what you see the design when it's on the plate, but then when you start to emboss it, you start to see other designs, if that sort of makes sense. But I mean, look how easy that was to do there. So let me just have a look at my little checklist. So we've got the ODS on Wednesday, we've got the Shack on Thursday as well. Clarity Matters blog every Sunday, a new blog gets posted at 8 AM every morning. The half price member sale, don't forget that's still ongoing. If you're not sure what the half price member sale is, then Stuart will pop a link up to the craft clubs. So you get your club discount off on certain items, which is only available to club members. And what else? Showcase the ODS. Well, I think I've done that as well. So, whew, wow. Okay. I think I should go and have another coffee and then lie down in a dark room. That'd be easy. I'll just turn all the lights off. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you to the design team and for Stuart for helping out in the room as well. I will see you, well, I won't see you. You can see me tomorrow at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock on Create and Craft. And then again on Thursday at 10 and 2, or you can watch Barb at 10 and then join me at 2. The choice is entirely up to you. And thank you. And stay safe. Hope everyone feels a little bit better for next week. But don't forget, you're never alone when it comes to clarity. There's always someone there on the social media, on Facebook, on Clarity Worldwide and Groovi Worldwide. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.